So the T app was developed and created to expose men. Only women could join. They had to upload all of their information to verify that they were a woman. Then they started having messages and chats, and they started putting very personal information on there about terminating pregnancies, infidelity, about all of the things that they've been doing that no one should know. And it's been hacked by men twice. How are you going to join an app to expose somebody else for you to be exposed? Now you've been doxxed. All of their information is available. Not only is their information available, somebody created a website so that it's searchable. In addition to that, their chats are now available. All of their ID information is available, where they live, their phone numbers, all their private, intimate secrets are all now available on an app that you created to expose men.
Do you know how many of us took ugly ass pictures to get into the T app, bitch, and we still ain't in? Now y'all saying there was a data breach? So somebody else seen them. A hacker seen the pictures.
Man, oh man, looks like there's trouble in paradise. What's going on, everyone? This is your man Brandon Geo, one half of Residual Impact. Hey, yo, check it. Thank each and every single one of y'all who tapped into the previous video I did on this topic. It was super long, so I had to chop it up and make it into 2 different videos. So if you haven't seen the previous video that I did, be sure to click the link down below. I'll make sure I add it. Definitely go ahead and check that one out first and then come back to this one. But to those of you who did watch the last one, shout out to y'all and thank you so much. Without further ado, hope you enjoy this one. Even after all of that happened, there's been drama behind the scenes regarding this app because not too long ago, there was a data breach on the app and a whole bunch of user profiles and driver's licenses were leaked online.
Ladies, I think we might be cooked. Unless you've been living under a rock, there's this app called the T app that was supposed to make dating for women much easier. But it actually did the complete opposite. The team behind the app just confirmed today that they were hacked. Over 72,000 user records got leaked. And this information includes state IDs, selfies, and private messages. So if you provided the app with a driver's license and a selfie, you just got publicly doxxed. So the real question is, how did such a popular app like this with millions of users let this happen? Well, it turns out that their database had no passwords, no encryption, and no authentication. Hackers on 4chan were able to hack into their database and steal all of that data, and now that data is publicly available for anybody to see. Part of the problem is vibe coding. And if you don't know what vibe coding is, it's basically where developers use AI tools like ChatGPT to generate their code for an application like this. Obviously, they didn't do any proper security reviews, and it turns out that almost half of the code used to build this app was made with AI. And it is very well known that code generated by AI has a lot of security flaws, but companies keep using it anyway. I myself may or may not have signed up for this app just because I was curious about what was on there. I still haven't been accepted yet, so I might be safe. I don't know. But all I know is that I will be monitoring my identity like crazy. And you should too if you signed up for the app and actively used it. Stay safe, follow for more.
And to everybody who got that T app, they just leaked everybody photos, bitch. They just leaked everybody photos. We're f***ed.
The T app was breached again, exposing over 1.1 million DMs. Honestly, I cannot make this up right now. T is a woman-only safety app that went viral for letting users review and warn others about men they've dated. To join, women submitted selfies and sometimes government IDs for verification. And a few days ago, it was announced that 72,000 images were exposed, including 13,000 government IDs and selfies, due to a misconfigured Firebase database, which just means that the developer messed up. And now, over 1.1 million private DMs were exposed. Paint this picture. It was messages about cheating, terminating pregnancies, and assault. And according to 404 Media, they also included phone numbers, names, and meeting locations. T left sensitive data completely unprotected. So please send this to anyone. The next time you input any personal sensitive information into any apps or any photos you share, always ask, who am I sharing this with? How is it stored? Can I delete it when I'm done? Be careful with what you share. Even apps that claim to protect you might be the ones putting you at risk.
Not only that, many users were saying that some of these women were taking it too far on the app to the point to where they feared that some of the women could potentially become unalived because of all the rumors they were spreading about a certain man or several men. And it got to the point to where there was news out there saying that 5 women were allegedly unalived as a result of all the drama and all the nonsense that has stemmed from this app.
How does the app now have a serial Is someone who is going on this app and finding these women who are either posting the pictures of these men or commenting and bashing these men and going to find them and kill them. It gets deeper though. The men is even marking his territory by putting T-packs in the women's mouth. So they know it's the same. At this point, it's already been 5 victims, and all of the stories are from Detroit, I believe. There's even a girl who actually ended up getting away, and she's right now in contact with, I guess, the news channel or whatever, but they're not releasing her identity.
But turns out that story was fake.
Women can post photos to get intel about the men they're dating. Well, it popped off in Detroit this week, and that's led to a serious rumor about a serial killer linked to it.
It's the #1 free app on Apple this week, the T app. The women's only app lets you post photos of men you're dating to gauge other women's experiences, rarely positive. And Friday, it was hacked. Users have to take selfies with their license to get approved, and 13,000 of those photos were leaked online. Now the app is beefing up security, but controversy clinging to it in the form of an AI-generated newscast this week.
Police are investigating a string of murders linked to the T app, where women who exposed men were later found dead.
Detroit police say there is absolutely no truth to the so-called teabag killer.
I stuffed their throats with tea bags.
The post even had a name of a DPD investigator. There's no one by that name that works for the department.
But if you're not looking, these deep fakes can be tricky to spot.
It can mislead you at best. At worst, it can be, somewhat malicious.
But if you're not looking, this AI stuff can be tricky.
Maybe odd phrasing, maybe a weird gesture, long pauses, odd timing.
He sees those inconsistencies in the video about the faux teabag killer posted by Dax News. But older generations might not be as savvy. He says AI will soon infiltrate almost everything that's connected to the internet.
You need to vet anything you're seeing online, and that's never been more important than it is now, where AI really has a role in perpetuating misinformation to some degree.
So let's go back to that data leak that T app had. Some 13,000 images with licenses and people's faces. I guess the good-ish news, it's from a server from 2 years ago. So all of this new interest in the T app, you're likely spared. But it's one of those things you got to be careful. They're beefing up the security. But
well, how are they accessing it, though?
Yeah, I don't know. That's someone way smarter than me is accessing that.
It feels like you always hear linked to the dark web and that people are able to steal it that way. But it is scary, and especially when you don't know what to recognize.
Quite the controversial app, that T app.
The deep fake made with AI. Now, we've already talked about AI on this channel before. If you guys haven't seen that video, go ahead and click the link down below in the description because this AI stuff is getting out of hand. Anyway, I hope that everybody just stays safe. Cut the foolishness. As far as the exposing goes, some of y'all are really playing with fire and y'all don't see it. So if any of you ladies come across this video, please stop playing with fire because you're going to get burned. That saying exists for a reason. You don't want the story of women being unalive thanks to this app to become a reality. It's fake news right now, but it could potentially happen. No, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm just speaking the real. Because there's weirdos out there. There's a whole bunch of crazies everywhere you go. You don't know what to expect when you're going out on a date with a complete stranger or somebody you've met maybe once or twice. So, ladies, please cut it out. Ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. Literally. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Hey, there are many people out there who are using this app for what it was intended for, but there are other people who are using it with malicious intent, and that's not good.
But anywho,
if y'all have made it this far, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we upload a new video for you. Thank you guys so much in advance. All right. Y'all know I cannot leave without saying where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts you had in the past. Till next time. Peace.